I'm Daemonxel, and we're back again with another Eve Echoes weekly news update, where we're going to take a deep dive into the happenings of the week. But first, if you can go ahead and help out the channel by tagging that subscribe button, ringing that bell, sharing and liking the video, then of course you can stay up to date with everything that we have to offer here. And this is going to be your game news for the week of March 25th, 2022. And we're going to start right off by jumping into the patch notes, because there was some extensive things that were added to the game, and let's check them out. Now, if you see the patch notes on the Discord or in the game, we're just going to skip over those little subsections first. We're going to touch back on them, but let's see the optimizations that they performed this week. And there are 7. Now, if you watched to the end of the last video, you saw the dubstep version of this, but number 1 is updated estimated prices based on successful transactions in the market. Okay, number 2, comets will soon visit New Eden. Capsuleers in all systems will have the chance to witness comet streaks across the skies. That's right. So if you're in game and you jump through a gate, you're just chilling out, you'll see sometimes a little white comet fly by and dissipate. Just some new graphics that they added to the game to tie in these new nanocores that they're bringing in as well. Number 3, if the first event in the event page has subpages, it will now automatically unfold. That's right, because, you know, when you looked at some of these events, such as the rent a ship and other things that we had for the last couple months, you actually had to click on it and it would show, you know, little subfolders underneath it, such as the Inscription of the Galaxy, the one with the destruction page, as well as the construction page that had the 2 separate pages there. That's basically what they're saying there. So now, when you go to these, they're automatically going to be open, so you can click the sub-tabs underneath the main tab. Number 4, they updated the reminder text when repackaging nanocores. That's right. So when you go ahead and repackage that, you're going to have that little pop-up now, and they edited that out. Now it goes right to 6 here, but I believe they meant to say 5. The report page has now been added. There are now report buttons in alliances, business cards, corporation mails, and Citadel pages. And yes, I did just go ahead and double check in the game, and it does go right from 4 to 6. And lastly, number 7, or in this case, the actual number 6, the store has been updated. The Splendid coupon rewards are no longer available. Item purchases will no longer come with coupons. The coupon store will close on March 30th, so if you didn't spend your coupons yet, that store is closing soon. Better get rid of them because they are going to expire. So please exchange them for the store, before the store closes. And we all know when they do a new patch, they break certain things in the game. Now they do some bug fixes. They say they got 3 bug fixes here. The first being they fixed an issue where the gift claim notices won't show up when claiming more than 9 packs in the New Eden store. Number 2, they fixed the issue when some nanocores appear in the Splendid coupon store. That was those nanocores that they basically said that shouldn't be there. So they took care of them. I guess for any ones that are still seeing them, they went ahead and fixed that issue. Number 3, they fixed the issue where the Hurricane and the Drake neon gas cores may appear as drop items. So you may have noticed that if anyone was wearing, had this nanocore in their ship and you did kill their ship, it looked as if on the kill mail that nanocore did drop, and in fact it didn't. Now the first thing you're going to notice is a new splash screen or login screen when getting into the game. Everything has to deal with the comet, and that's the returning event. That's the new comet cores, which we're going to talk about all this. But the one thing that you do have to notice that someone did point out is they did leave off the stroke on their logo. So it kind of reads, if you don't really can see that E, or sometimes it's C, it looks more like, you know, Eve Hose. So thank you for that, Netease. Well, I guess you can categorize some of these things as the good, the bad, and the why did you even bother. So let's see what they put in here. They added a new item called the Lazarus Unit. Now it reads, the Lazarus Unit is a sample made from scanning and analyzing the skill area of a capsular brain. It also used a small amount of DNA extracted from their spinal fluid. Using the unit can increase the quota for resetting skill points. As a special reminder, in the upcoming April balance, Concord will send free Lazarus units to capsulers according to their tech level, so don't miss out. Now you're probably wondering what the hell is a Lazarus unit. Now, what the Lazarus unit is the same thing that you would use when resetting your skills. So right now, currently in the game, you can reset your skills for, let's just do easy math, 1 million skill points, right? For 1 million skill points, it would cost you 200 plex to go ahead and reset those skill points. Now, they have an item now in the game where you don't have to use plex as a base to do this. You would just click the item, and it would automatically reset 1 million skill points. Now, this item itself is only available for AUR. So, instead of using plex, you have to direct pay to get this item. Now, it is on the new store, in the Eden store. It's called Hot. So the Lazarus supply unit is on discount there for 180. So basically what you're doing is, if you want to pay real cash instead of plex to restart, you would, for the same amount of skill points, you're basically saving 20 plex, because AUR to plex is 1-to-1. You can always convert your AUR into plex, but you can never, change your plex back into AUR. So there you have it. So if you want to direct pay to reset your skills, it's going to cost you roughly, well, it's going to cost you about $10, because there is no 200 plex. You have the $9.99 one in US currency. I believe it's 7 point something in pounds. I don't know what the currency is you're using, but here it's $9.99, and you're going to get that additional, 15 plex, or sorry, AUR bonus. So it's going to be 265. Now remember, while buying some of these things in this new store is going to go to another event that's going on, which is basically fueling people to use AUR and buy AUR to get some other items. So it's basically a massive cash grab right now. And this falls into the why did you even bother category, because if you want to reset your skills, you can just go ahead and use plex. You can use your in-game currency, your ISK, to go ahead and buy 200 plex to use that to reset your skills. But I guess on the developer side, it will be easier for them, because they are going to be sending us some Lazarus units when the when the update and the balance comes out. This way, people can freely reset some of their skills in accordance with any ship changes. So if you wanted to be on the next meta, or whatever the ship changes are, kind of like what I did last update, that was a year ago, because they bumped the one that was supposed to be in October, because we're supposed to get an update, or sorry, a balance every 6 months. And sorry, bear with me, because the little pilot woke up from his nap and he's now joining us. And if you are wondering, he is doing fantastic, except he is rambunctious. Well, like I was saying, like last year, I completely skilled out of destroyers and Hictors and Dictors, because they basically neutered them. And it was not a fun, enjoyable experience for me to solo play in that ship anymore. Now, before we move forward in the next thing, which they have listed here as the Corporation Recruitment improvements, which will go into the whole event. While you're still in that store, if you go down, there's a $4, at least in US currency, $4.99 purchase, which is, I will say, even though I am generally a free-to-play player, except for the Omega, I have to pay monthly. And yes, I know I can use plex and stuff like that, but I'm lazy. And I don't have a lot of time, so I never have any plex. So remember, if you do have plex, or not plex, if you do have money you want to send it my way, go ahead and send me a contract. But it's just completely worth it. It's a $5 purchase, and it's going to give you 100 gift IP. It's going to give you 120 plex, which already right there, converted, is worth the $5, because that's, when you buy the AUR, there is a $5 purchase, which will give you 120 plex, or sorry, 120 AUR. But what else you get in this is what's important. You get some, cloud, you get some like nano core training materials, as well as 2 advanced nano core material supply, 3 boxes. But there is a new core in here, which you can only get from making this purchase. It is called the Comet Cruisers Nano Core. And most likely, I believe I'm going to be doing a complete other video on this, so be on the lookout for this, because this core itself also introduces us to some new ships that are going to be coming out, which might be a prize at the anniversary event or during the return event. We don't know yet, but I'm going to do an in-depth on those ships as well as this core itself. But the core itself looks pretty good. It's kind of like an icy blue. It's got like a comet tail on it. But be on the lookout for that other video. And like I said, this is actually worth the $5, because you cannot get this core by any other means. Alright, moving right along, we have the Corporation Recruitment improvements. And it says several features were improved to help pilots better recruit for their corporations. Obviously, one is the share of the corporation, through the business cards that they set in the optimizations. A share button has been added to the corporation business card and corporation interface. Tap the button to share a templated, simple corporation profile to in-game channels or other apps, along with the QR code for players to scan and find your corporation. Number 2, the better direct invitation. A new recruit feature has been added to the corporation members interface, where corporation managers can search for players meeting their needs and directly send invitations. Now, they do say that pilots can disable this feature in settings so their name will not appear in some search results. And again, this is all tied into the new Eden Recruitment event, which basically says here that it's going from March 23rd to May 29th. So we're going to have a glorious 2 months of a recruitment drive to try and get players back into this game, if, they would advertise the game and maybe fix industry and, other things plaguing the game. But it says here, gather comrades and find your place in the universe with new Eden Recruitment event. Obtain rewards by recruiting fresh pilots and rallying veteran ones. Help these players complete event missions to get recruiter coins, skill points, insurance points, Will of Steel nanocore op boxes, and honor medals. Find out more about the rules in the game. Now, in-game, the description says, invite new returning capsuleers to New Eden and earn great rewards. New capsuleers, all newly registered characters after the event starts, and returnees, capsuleers that haven't logged in for over 30 days with a tech level no lower than 7 or over 40 days with a tech level no longer than 4. The invited players need to link with their inviter by entering the inviter's character ID on the event page. Each player can only link to one inviter. Now, there has been some controversy on this. There has been some issues with this. First of all, when it did launch, there was no way to share your ID. It was just blank. There was no way to actually put your ID code out there for others to enter it in. That has since been fixed. And there was also issues with claim rewards, and they put out an announcement on the 23rd about this. It said, dear pilots, due to some technical issues, error messages appear when players are claiming the return rewards. Reward collection has been suspended. We are working on an issue now. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience caused and will provide 50,000 skill points as compensation. Of course, thank you for your patience and understanding. All right, so first, looking at the new Eden Recruitment event, it shows it's 64 days. And basically, you have on one side, the new capsuleers recruited and your returnees invited. And of course, it shows a bar reaching to either side to the middle to get prizes. Now, it has been found out that the only one that gets the prizes is the inviter. That's right. The new players that have used this to get involved, there are no coins, these blue new friendship coins or whatever they're called. The recruiter coins, they are not available for the actual new player who is using this to link with another player. And it's weird because in the initial description, it basically said that both sides, both the inviter and the invitee, would both get rewards with this event. Now, the devs have not spoken in the content creator section about this yet. I'm not sure if they're still looking into it, but Gigaforta is actually leading the charge in this to make sure that both sides get rewards for this. Now, he's done some extensive tests. I'm not sure if they're in his new video. I haven't had the chance to watch it yet, but he made several alt accounts to see if this would work. Now, of course, you have heavier items on the returnees, the people that have played the game and are now just coming back using your code. You get 100,000 LP points, 2,000 of the recruiter coins. You get a medal to show in game with a nice little handshake for the event, and another 10,000 recruiter coins on top of that, and the skill chip for advanced accounting level 4. Now, on the new player side, you're not going to get that many things. You're going to get 200 insurance points, 500 recruiter coins, the medal, another 1,500 recruiter coins, and you're going to get advanced trade 4. Now, that being said, when you go deeper into it, there's going to be missions that they can do. In other words, if your recruits, joins a corporation, it's going to earn 100 points. If they logs in for 3 days, another 100 points. So it's all basically logins and reaching tech levels to achieve you these recruiter coins. And that's the same with the returnees as well, except they also have sprinkled in there some Omega Dual bundles, you know, if they get the one for 30 days, the one for 90 days. And of course, there's another tab underneath that saying the recruitment roster. Now, I don't have anything in there currently right now because, you know, I haven't recruited anybody. But if you want to be a recruitee of me, Daemonxel, here is my ID code. Now, hopefully they're going to fix this so we all get some rewards. But if you're thinking about making another character, or if you're just coming to the game now, go ahead and throw my code in there, and let's both hook up and get some things. Now, of course, because of this event, they have another section in the new Eden store called the Recruiter Exchange, and this is where you're going to spend your points. And you know, you got your things there. You have your Will of Steel boxes. You have a Nanocore random box for the degenerate gamblers and all of us. Now, what this one is going to do is for 10,000 recruiter coins, you have a chance to pray to the RNG gods and get a random nanocore. Now, your random nanocores can be green, blue, or even purple. Now, the purple cores are all going to be NCO cores. The blue cores are going to be your veteran cores, and of course your green ones are going to be the recruit cores. Now, aside from that, you basically have your regular stuff in here. You have 100 IP for 1,000 coins. You have 10,000 free SP for 1,000 coins. You have your nano box items and things to build up your nano cores. So, and of course, advanced freight 4. Now, as I said before, this also includes the returning players from the game itself, and it says that the returners will happen after March 24th update, and it says continue the infinite journey in New Eden with this upcoming event. Apart from the exclusive 8-day login rewards for returnees, you can also obtain Aeon Shards by completing missions for 7 days. With Aeon Shards, you'll be able to obtain returnee supplies in the New Eden store, exclusive sale packs also available, and find out more in the game. And of course, the theme for everything, we're going to move right into the new season of Inscription of the Galaxy. This one is Burning Night, When Comets Return, and that's going to tie everything in this patch together. And this one's going to feature 2 new leaderboards, the munition ratings, as well as the spark rankings. We're going to go into that, but in the game, it says the season rules: corporations assemble and gear up for new battles. No matter how far the conquest goes, your fellow Corp members are always there to help. Corporations are like lighthouses, leading Capsuleers home. We welcome fresh faces as much as we do the veterans. We are counting on all of you to make epic history. Here comes the Sleepless Nights, as the new season, Inscription of the Galaxy Burning Nights, has already arrived. In this season, we'll be introducing the 2 leaderboards, like I said before, the munition rankings and the spark rankings. Even one single spark can ignite the entire universe. We expect to see each Corp recruit fresh members and go all in to break records and make history in the season, as we believe when pilots meet, there are sure to be sparks. And it says here on the event rewards, during the event you can check the both ranking leaderboards in game to see who's on top, and here's what you're going to be winning. So the number 1 through 10 spot, the number 1 spot is going to get 10 custom purple nanocores, 1 for battleships of your choosing with a custom corporation appearance, 200 limited commemorative medals, and a custom corporation banner. Basically, that's going to be the same thing moving forward, I think, in all of these, because that's what the last boards featured as well. Number 2 through 3 is going to get 8 of those limited purple nanocores. Let's see, 4 battleships, 1 of which can be chosen, limited appearance, so it's not a full custom like the number 1 spot, but you're going to have some kind of customization available to it. You're going to get 150 of those commemorative medals, and of course the custom corporation banner. Number 4s through 20, you're going to get 5 of those limited nanocores, you're going to get 100 of the medals, and it says here, our staff will contact corporation, so you're not going to get that banner. So you want to shoot for between 1 and 4 to get that custom banner for your in-game services. Now, how do you get these on these leaderboards? Well, it says here the ranking rules: the ranks of the total is consumed in the following 2 industrial processes. Now here they're trying to, uplift industry, because we do have that industry patch coming down the line, because industry capitals will be the fix for industry. Right. So moving forward. The total is consumed in the following 2 industrial processes: successfully delivered corporation manufacturing and all corporation reverse engineering. So that's right. If you're doing some work for the corporation, not personal, I don't believe it counts as personal. It's only if you click that corporation tab. So you're going to need those corporation permissions to run manufacturing jobs and reverse engineering for the corporation. And now, you're not going to get the points for just doing it. You have to deliver it to the hangar, and that's when you're going to get the points for it. It says here, only successful delivered manufacturing count towards the ranking. Undelivered and canceled ones will not be counted. Otherwise, everyone could just start it and stop it, start and stop, and just pile up on that board. Now for the Spark rankings, that's going to be the total number of returnees invited by the corporation members in the new Eden Recruitment event. In case of a tie, the ranking will depend on the placement of the munitions ratings. Just kind of like that destruction and anchor points board. Whoever, if they all had the same amount of anchor points, same amount of citadels, whoever destroyed the most would get higher. So it's basically the same thing, just, flipped. And currently looking at the game itself, live right now on Friday at 3:43 p.m., the number 1 spot goes to Odin Valhalla, the number 2 spot to Vault of Valhalla, and the number 3 to Deca Heavy Industry. This is for the Spark ratings. The 1 and 2 spot have recruited 21 players, and the 3 spot has recruited 17 players. Now, as far as the munition rating, this is your industry side of things. You have Black Motion Empire in the number 1 spot with 22.58 billion ISK manufactured or reverse engineered. I guess it's manufactured. You have EMX in number 2 spot with 20.31 billion ISK, and in number 3 spot you have Massive Dynamic. Guys, I love. it just dawned on me now that is a reference to an excellent show, Fringe. So yes, and they're in number 3 with 17.62 billion ISK. Now it's not here in game, but they do also have another thing going. This, us with the community news, we love this. The Eve Echoes Corp Propaganda Poster Contest, and this is going to run from March 28th to May 13th. And you participate in the Corp Propaganda Poster Contest by posting your original recruit posters on Facebook and Twitter. So you're going to have to tag them in Twitter, and you're going to want to post it to the Eve Echoes official group. And they say here, attract new recruits and win up to 2,000 plex and a time series skin op box. Of course, please refer to the event page for more information. All right, and now we're going to move on to the bad, which is on the event page for buying AUR. It says top up, earn great rewards. This event ends on April 24th, and basically it just wants you to go ahead and buy at least 1,478 AUR. I'm not sure if it's spending it or buying it, because when I click on it for the top up, I guess it's to top up on it to get more AUR. It brings me right to the purchase AUR page. But basically what's going to happen is you're going to get you're going to get 3 gifts from getting the AUR. The first is going to be a secret trafficking decoder credentials. These are for the secret trafficking boxes that you get. They can only be opened with these keys, and you're gonna get 3 of those keys for getting 125 AUR. For getting 899 AUR, you're gonna get 3 of those Lazarus units. So that's gonna be a 3 million skill point reset. And on the, if you spend get 1,478, you're going to get the Navigator exclusive supply. And in that, you're going to get 3 nanosource op supplies. You're going to get 1 of the classified 2 gravitational wave graphs. You're going to get another secret trafficking key. You're going to get another 2 Lazarus units. And you're going to get 100 gift IP, as well as 20 of the Cloud AI learning code. It's the nano thing. Come on now. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, it's random. You're not going to get all these. It's going to be a random chance to get any of this. Now, what I don't understand is it says here 200,000 Lazarus units. There's actually, it says 14.52% chance for a Lazarus unit times 200,000. I don't know if that's going to be a bulk. If you get 200,000 of them, if so, that's kind of broken right there. You'll never have to reset again, ever. You'll be covered. But let's I don't think that's worded the way it's done. Put it in the comments if what you think it is, because I know I'm probably screwing this whole thing up. And of course, this ties in with the other page on it called the Navigator program. It says topping up 499 AUR in total automatically makes you a participant. And what this looks like to be is if you purchase some AUR, it's going to put you in this, and you're going to be getting more skill points. It looks like 1.4 million skill points added to this, because it's gonna like currently right now it shows me getting a daily gain of 49,174 skill points. So basically, it's going to, there's a calculation where it's going to give 1.6 million current skill points times 0.2%. Basically, let's, because math is not my strong suit. You get AUR, you're going to put this, you're going to get extra skill points. So all in all, you're basically looking at, you know, a huge cash grab by Netease, trying to get people back into the game and spending money. Okay, so this video is running a little bit longer because there's a lot of stuff going on in this, but let's move quickly into the developer Q&A for this week. And the first question is, does in the balance update will be distribution of rigs obtained in each region? Bear with me, this is written very weird. We have an unbalance where some Inquisitors give 5 million and others give 1 billion. The rigs that create the most unbalance, in my opinion, are all structure rigs, navigation rigs, and mining rigs, and engineering rigs. The structure rigs are not worth it. There are no ships with bonus. Basically, they're saying is like the bulkhead rigs. They're garbage because there's only one real ship that's got a huge structure, and that's the Can Yu. You know, the Zhang Yu, basically you can go shield or you can go structure tanking, you know, for the real pilot. Basically, they want to know, in layman's terms, will they be readjusting the rigs throughout the other pirate factions, maybe so that Angel Space will actually be worth something these days? And the answer is, we are already planning on adjusting the output from different regions in the upcoming balance update. We will replan the rig output to make it more in line with the feathers of different pirate factions. We will also balance the output value of the Inquisitor anomaly in different regions. So basically, yes, they're gonna bring the other poor factions more in line with the more profitable ones. The next question is, for the ships docked in the space station, can you add a button to unload all holds that takes everything in the ship and puts it in your hangar? And currently that this feature is not in our development plan. So, pretty straightforward on that one, no real commentary on that. Next question is there any chance to get some of the older ship skins, even some of the green nanocores, added to the Scholar Point exchange? There's been nothing done to this for a long time. And yes, a lot of us have actually been complaining about that, because no one really uses the Scholar Points, because the only thing that's in there, I mean, they did do that little update recently with the Tiger and Bull skins, but this would be a good place to put some of those older nanocores, some maybe, you know, the older skins that people can't get on the market board anymore, and this would be a great place. And it would also make some of these, you know, the things that you turn in for the God, I'm sorry, my brain's shot today. The unknown parts things, you know, that gives you the things to turn it. Anyway, to turn that shit in and get good stuff. That's basically what we're looking for. And the answer is, we have plans to gradually increase the exchangeable content in the Scholar Point store. We've added the Bull and Tiger skins to the store before, and in the upcoming versions, we are planning to add some Yang Jun modules, prototype ships in the store. Now that's great, because I know someone asked the other day, I forget where it was, where can they get the Yang Jun prototypes, because they first started playing, and those ships were actual rewards for the first 30 days that you played, and they never got them. So now, if you do want to get these prototype ships, if you don't have them, well, no one really flies them anyway, but I will say that when they do come out in fully the non-prototype form, if you look in-game, you can see the non-prototype form. They do look pretty badass, but, you know, decomposers are really bad. All you gotta do is get underneath the guns and you can't hit crap. But I digress. But that's a great place to put these things to get them in the future, so good on them. And the last question of the day, do you plan to add animation to the mining out of an asteroid? Currently, the asteroids simply vanish when depleted, completely non-immersive. Even crates blow up into a fireball when they're looted. The animation of an asteroid breaking up and dispersing into dust would be nice. And they do say that we've started to do some gradual art optimization recently. First, we will adjust the display errors and poor visual effects for modules. After those are completed, we will consider optimizing other parts. So they're going to make the game pretty. So the last thing is, let's do your Plex market report. Now, currently, Plex has come down. It is at 2.6 million per Plex currently. Now, there was a run on the market earlier this week, and for a 5-minute interval, Plex did rise to the price of 4 million per Plex. Now, whether these events are going to drive that price back up, or down. I don't know. We'll have to take a look over the next coming weeks to see exactly what the market's going to do. But it's nice to see that it's staying kind of in line where it was last week. And that is your Eve Echo game news. Now, if you need more news in your life, you know where I'm going to send you. Go check out Sky News. It's the premier Russian Eve Echoes outlet news. Don't worry, all the videos are in subtitles. Go check out the legend himself, Rambo, with the Echoes of New Eden podcast with host Taylor. Remember, if you want to be part of the live show, just go to the Echoes of New Eden Discord server every Thursday. And also check out if you don't run it already, because we don't have an API for an official kill, you have the Auxilus app, which you can install on your Discord, now featuring the economy boost on it, now featuring the global bounty system on it. And check out the New Eden Radio Discord, where they have live shows throughout the week. I think there's one on Thursdays, could be Fridays, but there's definitely one on Sunday that I usually try to make it every week. And it's a great time had by the entire community. And that's going to do it. So for me, have a great week, have a great weekend, fly safe, and remember, we're always one vision, one purpose, one front.